Hi guys, I'm Joanna and this is Next, a weekly vlog where I talk about singing and what's coming up next. You can follow me on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Joanna Moffitt, JohannaMoffitt soprano, or you can follow me on Twitter. My handle is at Joanna Moffitt, same spelling. It's been a busy couple of weeks for me here, so I thought I'd go through some of the things that have happened. Shout out to Mary. Hey Mary, she sings in the church choir with me at Northminster Presbyterian. She wanted me to point out that on the 19th, I got to sing a solo in this beautiful arrangement of The King of Love, My Shepherd Is, and she said that it went really well, so she told me to tell you guys. Thanks, Mary. Our choir director has been out of town for a little bit in Germany doing some really awesome stuff. He's going to bring a choir here in the fall, and I can't wait for that because it's just going to be really fun. Soloists in the choir, we got to sing a couple of quartets on the 26th. So we did the Ricordare from the Mozart Requiem, which is really beautiful. And then we also did this really cool arrangement of Poor Man Lazarus by Hairston, which I really loved. Each piece was beautiful and challenging in its own way. The Mozart, because it's complicated music and a little technically difficult, so I had to really practice and try and get those beautiful, pristine Mozartian sounds under my belt, and I think I did a pretty good job. And then for the Hairston, it was really the timing of the words and getting the feeling of it all together as a quartet. But once we got that, man, it was good. And the congregation seemed to really like it. It was funny because we ended up having TTBB arrangement, so like tenor tenor bass bass arrangement instead of soprano alto tenor bass arrangement, and it was just different enough from what I was used to in the SATB version. I had to really think and be careful that I didn't get lazy and comfortable with the piece that I had sung before, and also use really good diction because it's kind of a fast-paced song, at least as far as the text is concerned. So you should check those two pieces out. I will try to find a good version on YouTube to link down below. Last week, I had the joy of going to New York to visit a really good friend, Bernard Holcomb, who was singing in Loft Opera's Otello, and it was phenomenal. It was a great production, really simply done, which is what I was excited about learning about. Loft Opera does stuff similar to what we do with core productions, so was hoping I would sort of get insight into what they're doing in New York that's similar to what we do here in Chicago, or different, learn something and find out some cool stuff. And the thing that really impressed me was that Rossini's Otello isn't done super often, but because of the caliber of musicians, they have at their fingertips, they were able to do this really difficult opera with ease. They found these great musicians, fantastic singers to sing it, and there is no reason why we couldn't do that here in Chicago, because we also have amazing singers at our fingertips. So that might be something to consider in the future. So I want to brag on Bernard a little bit. I'm going to link the YouTube video of Otello below. If you have a few minutes, at least watch the beginning, because Bernard is phenomenal, and he just sings like an angel wrapped in butter and dipped in chocolate, and I don't know, all of the beautiful things you can think of that are delicious and wonderful. You should definitely check it out, because not only is he a fantastic singer, but the man can act. He's a great actor, and he is a great friend, so you should definitely check him out. I also got to visit some friends in New York. I got to see my cousin Nina, who is just a wonderful person, and I'm happy to hear about the things that she's doing. She's a jazz singer, so it's always cool to connect with her because she has a sort of unique musical view of things. My friend Daniela Candilari, who is an incredible musician. She's a composer, a conductor, a accomplished pianist, and a great singer as well. So that was really fun for me, and I'm hoping I get to see her soon in Chicago doing some other projects. So keep her in your thoughts, and let's get her into the Windy City. Last night I sang at the Musical Theater Works gala here in the Chicago area. It was actually at a country club just north of the city. And it was so cool. So Musical Theater Works is the company that I did Deflator Mouse with. If you remember, they were called Light Opera Works before, and now they're Musical Theater Works, and I'll be singing in Candide with them in the spring. I'll be covering Paquette, and I'm very, very excited about this. So anyway, last night was their big spring gala. It was eye-opening to me to see what people were into as far as, fundraising is concerned, because this is something that I think about, some of the time. And it was just so cool to see people really dedicated to helping this company, because it's such a great company. And it just made me so happy to be there and supporting them and singing. And I got to, take tickets and help sell some jewelry and, basically whatever they wanted, because it's fun. And I drank some wine. So that was cool too. I got to really enjoy my time with my fellow singers, the ones who will be singing in Candide with me. So that was cool too. Something I did recently that I'm really proud of and I'm very excited about is I auditioned for Chicago Opera Theater, which is the second largest company in Chicago next to the Lyric Opera House. So that was really awesome. I didn't even expect to get an audition, and they heard me. So I got to sing for their artistic director, their executive director, conductor, and another director that they work with frequently. So I am so happy and excited about that. I will let you guys know when I hear anything. It was just so much fun, and they're such great people. I really, really loved it. It's really nice when you get to the point in your career where you walk into an audition and you know the audition panel and you get to say, "Hi guys, how are you today?" And they answer you the same. It's fun and it's nice, and more than that, it makes you feel like you have colleagues you're singing for rather than some daunting who knows what. So that was really cool. Coming up next, I'll be working with students from the French school here, the Lycée Français, here in Chicago. They're doing a high school version of Les Mis, and one of my students is in the production. So the staff there has asked me to come in and coach some of the students, and I'm really excited because when I was a kid, I begged my parents to let me sing, and I really value the work that I did when I was a teenager. I think that the work that I did at the community music school in Buffalo with Maria Goodrich was some of the most important work I've done in my career, because it really instilled in me first the beginnings of my musicianship skills. Secondly, a love for the Italian language and for lyric opera, for big lyric lines, and for verismo, and for bel canto, just all of those things that are so valuable to me now, and also confidence and joy to be singing. And I think without that, I can't imagine where I would be right now. So I can't wait to be able to do that for these students, or hopefully do that for these students. Sunday, April 9th, I will be singing at the Emanuel Church on the south side of Chicago. My friend Sarah Jenks is the music director there, and she's invited me to come sing. They're doing a German song and aria concert, and she's asked me to sing, so I'm really excited. I'm going to unveil the Czardas. So hopefully I'll record that and share it with you guys, but we'll see how it goes. So and I'm really excited because it means that the first time I sing this really difficult aria, I get to do it with an excellent pianist and a really good friend. So I'm excited about that. Look for information about that next week. On Good Friday, I get to sing Were You There, the old African American spiritual. The text and melody are just really mournful and so beautiful. I remember as a child listening to Denise singing it as a child at the Good Friday service and just feeling so chilly and, creepy and sad. And I just am really kind of looking forward to getting to sort of do that thing that I remember from my childhood, which is weird, right? I don't know. And then Easter Sunday, we'll be singing 2 services at Northminster Presbyterian. And I'm really excited because I just have had such a great time with these people. I can't wait to share more joy with them. This week, I've been thinking about friendship because on this trip to New York, I wasn't alone in traveling. I actually went with a really close friend of mine who's best friends with Bernard. And the thing that was really special about that for me is I'm really close with both of them, but they both allowed me to come into their special space as friends. And because of that, I got to experience, New York, but all of this art and beauty. We went to the International Jazz Institute in Harlem together, the 3 of us, and walked around and looked at all this beautiful old stuff. Duke Ellington had a piano in there. There was lots of information about Ella Fitzgerald. We read children's books and cried over them because they were so beautiful, and it was like poetry. It was just really special to me to be a part of their bond for a few days, because it's really important as artists to share time and energy and space together, because without each other, we don't really have anything, Money is not always certain and jobs are not always certain, but friendship, how we treat each other and the kindness that we give to each other is really what it comes down to. I don't think anymore about, am I going to get this job? Am I going to get that job? I think about the connection, like I've said before. So to me, that's more valuable than a big old contract, because I know that if I was in a pinch, I could call them up and say, hey, there's this thing happening. Like, what do I do? Or like, I've got an audition in New York. Can I stay with you for a few days? Or, I've got to do this show downtown. Do you know anyone who's staying down there? Do you know, and those connections are really what make or break us as human beings. So that's what I was thinking about this week. And I want to say that I love you and I value you and I appreciate that you are watching this right now, because it's something that's important to me and I'm sharing it with you, and that means that it's important to you too. Well, that's all I have for this week. I'll see you on Monday next.